Happy Thanksgiving. I just wanted to spend some time with you to talk about Thanksgiving and give you some tips straight from the Bible, some truths from Scripture, some words from God Himself about how we can have the best Thanksgiving this year. So my question for you is, the question you're probably asking, so what is the best way to celebrate Thanksgiving? This is what Paul says in the book of Colossians to the church. He says, think about the things above and not the things on earth. Essentially, this is a focus on God. This is about keeping your eyes lifted to heaven. If you focus on God this Thanksgiving, it is going to change everything. It is the game changer in life every day, but especially this day is a day to take some time. Keep your eyes on God. Think on the things on heaven. And when you find yourself having what someone might call worldly thoughts, the thoughts of division or thoughts of brokenness or thoughts of those kinds of things, move those thoughts upward toward God and think about the heavenly things. But then Paul says he knows that it's hard. He knows it's hard to have a Thanksgiving mindset. And this is what he says. He says, therefore, as God's choice, this is how you have the best Thanksgiving ever. Holy and loved, put on compassion. Think about those relationships, those conversations you'll have today. Think about the life that you're living today and put on compassion. Put on kindness. Just apply that in your life. Put on humility, gentleness, and even patience. And then he says, one thing that you need to do in your relationships, your conversations, is to be tolerant with each other. And if someone has a complaint, he says, if someone has a complaint against anyone, forgive each other. Forgive each other. And finally, Paul says, and as the Lord forgave you, also forgive each other. And over all these things, put on love, which is the perfect bond. It's the super glue of unity. It's the thing that keeps people together. Paul says the peace of Christ must control your hearts. It's all about peace. You have to lead with peace. You have to lean into the peace of Christ. A peace into which you were called in one body and to be thankful people. Let's be real. Today, bringing heaven isn't going to be easy, but that's what we're called to do. We're called to bring heaven to others today. And the way that this is done, the way that we take that focus on God and translate it into the experiences that we're going to have today and the challenges that we're going to have today, is we apply forgiveness. We apply forgiveness. We forgive people quickly. Anytime that there is a broken moment or a time when there's some kind of division, because we know that happens a lot when people come together. Make sure that you spend time right away forgiving somebody. And then you take forgiveness and you apply love. Love. Love is that thing that will never break. It's the unbreakable bond. It's more powerful than super glue or cement or anything else. And it will hold fast when nothing else will. So my encouragement to you today is to, when you say grace, that's only the beginning of your Thanksgiving experience. But the living out of it is what happens after you say grace. It's the conversations around the table. It's the way that the day proceeds. It's the way that every day proceeds from here forward. It's the way that you engage with the world around you through the power that God has given you through God's grace. So my encouragement to you today is, first, focus on heaven. Keep your eyes on the heavenly things. Tough things are going to come your way. No matter what, you're always going to encounter a tough thing every day. But then, make sure that you put on that beautiful, beautiful gift that God has given you of compassion, of kindness, of gentleness, of patience. Be tolerant. Be tolerant with each other. And make sure that the peace of Christ controls your heart. Don't be controlled by anything else other than the peace of Christ controlling you. And make sure that you remember that if you want your relationships to last and you want to have unity with those around you, always lead with love. That's what we do here at Highlands. We are passionate. We do everything out of love because we know that love is the unbreakable bond that God has given us all. We are praying for you today We are lifting you up in prayer, and we know that God will give you all that you need, your daily bread, as you enter into this experience of thanksgiving and reflect on God's goodness and what God is calling you into. May your day truly be a day of renewal and restoration and hope, and one that gives you encouragement and all that you need to live out God's beautiful call for you in your life. Happy Thanksgiving. We love you, and we're thinking about you, and we're here for you. Take care.